Hey everybody, Anthony from Vintage King here at our VK Nashville Showroom. Today I'm going to show you how the Neve 8816 summing mixer can help you capture the sound of classic Neve consoles from the 70s and breathe new life into your recordings and mixes. The 8816 is an extremely versatile 16x2 summing mixer with comprehensive input, mixing, and monitoring functions. It can be used for recording, mixing, mastering, and even live performances. We're going to be demonstrating some of the features of this box today using our friend Julia Kahn's track Reaching so you can hear how this thing sounds. But first, let's talk about some of the main features. The 8816 is a supremely powerful summing mixer which uses a 16x2 voltage summing bus derived from the classic 80 series Neve consoles. You could think 8058 or 8068. This box includes 16 channel strips with level, pan controls, and a cut solo button and a cue send. Each channel has an additional 15 dBs of gain accommodating +4 or -10 inputs for connecting pro or semi-pro gear. Individual pan controls allow for accurate stereo positioning of all input sources. All 16 of these input signals are summed through a pair of Neve Marinair transformers, adding the character and tone of the classic Neve 80 series console. The Neve Marinair transformers are placed before the mix output and mix inserts, allowing you to drive the transformers into saturation by increasing the channel levels and attenuating the main mix output level. Mix inserts allow you to add stereo outboard processors across the two mix bus inserts. INS is a balanced insert circuit with an on-off switch, ideal for applying, say, a compressor to the entire mix. INS has two modes accessed by pressing the mix level control. When it's in yellow, it means the box is operating in stereo. When it's in red, it means the box is operating in a mid-side mode. Mid-side option flips the insert into mid-side mode, the left channel becoming the mid or the sum, and the right channel of the insert becoming the side or the difference. This could be an ideal feature for mixing or mastering through the 8816. IMR is a unique parallel processing option, allowing you to add, say, a stereo compressor to the mix bus, and blending that wet compressor return over the dry mix signal. The width control is Neve's unique stereo width processor provided via a single knob control. When engaged, the width pot will sweep all the way from mono in the anti-clockwise position through to stereo at the 2 o'clock position to a hyper-wide stereo image when turned fully clockwise. This feature is great for enhancing the stereo image of a mix while remaining musical throughout the entire control range. Multiple 8816s can also be linked together via an external stereo bus, allowing for voltage summing of large numbers of channels. The 8816 also offers ppm scale metering, which is highly accurate mix metering that allows you to set the output level back into your DAW ranging from -16 to +26. The 8816 is much more than a summing mixer. It is packed with features found only on high-end Neve consoles. Following features make the 8816 ideal for tracking and overdubbing. All 16 channels have a dedicated cue send, allowing you to send signal independently into performer headphones. Channels 15 and 16 are set as a stereo pair into the cue, ideal inputs for stereo instruments or overdubbing. Master cue level pot balances the cue level of 1 through 14 against the stereo set being 15 and 16. The 2-track input can be used as a dedicated stereo DAW playback input and can feed into the cue for performers via the 2-track to cue switch, ideal for overdubbing tracks to the DAW playback. The stereo cue can output at the rear for connecting to studio hearback systems or feed to the front-mounted headphone output. The front-mounted headphone output can feed either from this independent cue mix or from the 8816 main mix via the headphone monitor button so that the artist can hear their own mix or the studio mix. The 8816 even has a built-in talkback mic and controls to communicate with your performers. The solo and cut switches for all 16 channels provide further control for tracking, allowing the 8816 to function just like a Neve console. Now let's dive into monitoring. The 8816 features monitor controls you'd expect to see on a large format Neve console and can function as your studio's main monitor controller. This unit has 2 stereo loudspeaker outputs that can be toggled with the alternative speaker button, perfect for connecting main and near-field studio monitors. This unit also features a 3.5mm input, which is perfect for connecting phones, laptops, or anything else you might need to feed to the monitor outputs. The main monitor control can toggle through several monitoring options. With no LEDs on, this is the 8816 main mix. With the 2-track illuminated, this is the 2-track input or DAW playback. Channels 1 and 2 are channels 1 and 2 pre-fade stereo pair. The IMON is a 3.5mm jack input. And the sum, which is selected by pressing the width pot. This sums the main mix signal with any selection above, ideal for auditioning mixes along with external signals. Now let's talk about some additional features the 8816 offers. We'll start with recall. The 8816 is fully recallable via the Neve Recall app. When connected to your DAW computer via USB, the 8816 settings can be saved, and loaded easily, with all switches loading automatically and pot positions manually recalled via the interactive recall app on screen. If you prefer to mix with faders, the 8816 will allow you to connect an 8804 fader pack, transforming this unit into a mini Neve console. It'll provide fader controls for all 16 inputs and a master mix output. It also unlocks new features such as direct outs and aux sends for all 16 channels. The 8816 will also house an ADC option card that provides up to 192 kHz at 24 bits of A to D internal conversion through Neve's mastering grade converters. Alright, that was a lot of information about this box, but let's rack it up and hear what it sounds like. I've got a handful of tracks coming out of Pro Tools straight into the 8816. Things are already sounding pretty good by way of the two Marinair transformers in the output stage of this box. Everything is set to 0. We're going to start by getting my stereo imaging back to match Pro Tools by messing with these pan pots. Let's get into it.
Reaching for the depth and things. You stare at the walls, and I'm too tired to explain again.
Now that I got my stereo imaging back, let's solo up the vocal and drive a little bit into the Marinair transformers.
Again and again and again.
Adjusting my main output by way of this knob right here.
You either get it or you don't. Either way, it's not my call. Maybe you'll hear me or you won't.
Let's solo up the keys and do the same.
And I can't wait.
You can hear how those are getting a little crunchy.
Those doors will swing open.
I'll give myself a little bit of headroom here and do that to all the tracks.
You understand me? Hey, yeah. Hey,
Now before I get into some stereo widening effects on this box, let me go get my gain set back.
it's time I answered it. Even if I'm crawling, oh, it's gonna get me there eventually. Then I'll fall again and again and again.
And for the widening.
But I'll get up again and again and again. And you'll either get it or you won't. Either way, it's not my call. Maybe you'll hear me or you won't. But time, it's running and I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait anymore. Feels like the end of the world and we're still at war. I need change and I'm staying.
Now I have a mastering compressor set up as an insert point on this box. Let's hear that in and out.
You understand me?
And this knob right here would be the parallel function of the insert. So that's our overview of the 8816. It really brought these tracks together today and proved to be extremely useful with the insert points and the stereo widening functions. If you have any questions about the 8816 or any other AMS Neve products, give our Vintage King audio consultants a call, visit us at vintageking.com, or follow us on socials for the latest gear news.